All right, so thank you so much for coming to our first meeting. And I'm really excited to start this process with you. I think I'm going to learn a lot from you. And so, yeah, I want to ask you what your expectations are for this clinical practice.
Okay, my expectations during the clinical practice are to see every aspect on the rubric that you're involving in your classroom teaching, and that for you to reflect. Okay, that's the most important part. After I observe you, we'll sit together and we'll talk really about each part, the parts that you did really well, the parts that you still need to improve on, and you'll set your kind of own goals and tell me what you want me to be specifically looking for so that I can give you advice in it as we continue through this clinical practice process.
Perfect. That's actually one of my expectations too, like to really be able to sit and, I mean, that's the whole purpose, right? To learn from the mentor and to reflect and to improve, right?
Right.
For my 2 high school classes, since they're really small classes, we're basically doing the same thing for both A Day and B Day classes. And so it's going to be a lot of production. It's like drama production class, okay? So the unit is production, and some of the lessons that I'm going to be doing is reviewing or remembering the stage direction, principles of blocking, acting tools, and powers. They've learned this already, but once we get to the theater and to actually do the production stuff, it's going to be like a review, right? Because they're going to have to basically know the stage directions and all that stuff. Then I'm also going to do a lesson on teaching the theater parts, like their names and what is what do they work for, and all that stuff. Also for the booth, the sound and light booth, they're going to learn how to use it, basically. So the big lesson on script analysis, and we're going to read the whole thing, and they're going to analyze based on their production topic. Then collaborating for ideas. Each one is going to come up with their ideas, and then they all sort of have to come up like with the same vision. Of course, following the director's vision, but they all have to be working sort of on the same page to actually do the production. Then we're also going to talk about what each person does regarding the production, like who's in charge of what, and then because since we're going to have a lot of little crew members, then they're also going to be in charge of a group of crew or stagehands. So who does what and how does it work, the whole production. Royalties and rights for the scripts, and there's going to be a lesson on that. And then there's also going to be a research for their topic of mastery for the production. They have to find out what they have to know and what they are supposed to. And then for the middle school, it's a unit on improvisation and scene writing. And so we're going to be reviewing the rules of improv that they've already learned and practicing improv. And then their scene improvisation, they will get a stimulus that is a picture, and based on that they'll improvise a scene. Based on that improvisation, they're going to write their scene, their script, and then they're going to practice and perform it. Okay. Some of the classroom expectations and routines that I'm going to be practicing: the tribes agreements, of course, theater and acting etiquette, the rules they have to follow in the theater and in class and when they're acting. Some of the routines for the high schoolers, they have to upload their blog every single class to tell me what they worked on during that day, and they can do it however they choose. Like they can write it, or they can videotape themselves talking, they can take pictures, however they choose. Then we also start with community circle and icebreakers to get them moving. The standards I'm going to be working on are the art standards, the course standards, and for both units, it's the create standard, because they're going to be conceiving and developing new artistic ideas and work. One, they're going to be writing the script, and the other, they're going to be producing the play. So, okay. And then some of the objectives: to select, research, and analyze a specific subject in theatrical theater or technical theater. Script analysis, they're going to evaluate each other constructively based on their work. They're also going to reflect and assess their individual work and their peers' work. Engage in discussion regarding ideas for the production. Okay? That's some of them. And then for the middle schoolers, a lot of it is the same thing, but it's remembering the stage directions and the principles of blocking, remember the acting tools and powers, improvisation, theater etiquette, then understand the parts of a script and how to write it, and then and write a scene from the improvisation. Again, engage in discussions regarding the topics and evaluating each other and their individual work. Yeah, so this is the rubric that we're going to be focusing on and that you're going to be basically assessing me on. And so it's based, I think it's 10 standards. So for example, learning environments or content knowledge. And I think one is like how I apply the content, how I assess my students. Like we've been learning a lot about, the different assessments that we should use. Some more like tests and exams,
Formative
and summative. Thank you, I forgot that. And then the strategies that I've been using, and then I guess you're gonna be. Well, I think maybe I can create the rubric, and that you can be checking the rubric every time you observe me, and then we can reflect based on those rubrics.
Definitely.
But
I think the most important part as we're going through the evaluation process and your clinical work that you're doing is to have professional dialogue and you to be able to ask me any questions or if there's something specific that you want me to be observing in the classroom, to be able to talk about or discuss different teaching strategies or assessment strategies or ideas. It's just that professional dialogue between us and being comfortable asking me anything and me giving you advice to help improve the strategies you're using in your classroom.
Thank you.
Learning differences, learning environment, content and knowledge, application of content, assessment, planning for instruction, instructional strategies.